Alright, hey guys, what's up? Sorry I'm being quiet here. The neighbors are over there and I don't want them to think I'm trespassing, but this actually isn't their property. So, as you can see, here's the spot where the 111 was, and I've been messing around with it a little bit, and this is where it sat for about 20 years before the previous property owner abandoned it here. And it doesn't belong to the guy who lives in that house there. So I brought my floor jack over and I jacked it up because it was sunk into the ground, and I put my tow strap up to it, and sure enough, the 210 was able to pull it. So I'm going to come back and get the jack later, but I just thought I'd make a video because I saved us from having to get the Ford loader tractor. Here's the mower deck here. I was going to mount that up, but I forgot the 100 series decks don't mount to the 200 series. But now you can see where I was because it's digging up leaves everywhere. But yeah, the jack helped it. I had to slip it off the jack and then just back up and pull it in gear and get it going, but here she is. First time it's moved out of its spot in 15 or 20 years at least. So I'm going to see how the 210 does. I mean, these things are built to pull, but this is really just dragging it. And yeah, the motor was warm, so this is a half-assed towing strap setup that I have here, but you know what? So far it's working. I haven't broke anything, so I think we should be good. That I had to go around that stump there. I had to come all the way around here through the wet area. So now let's try a little more. There's a big hill up here. This lot, this used to be a gravel pit, but it hasn't been used in probably 20 years, as long as the 111's been there. Just got to get it a jerk and it'll start going. Try getting this out of a new garden tractor. I'd love to see you try. So far so good. I'm trying to go over the smooth spot because this was after they abandoned it. It actually used to be a wetland, and it's very, very rough. I mean, you can see all the seagrass growing. It caught on one tree, but it hasn't rolled over yet, so that's a good thing. It's jerking pretty hard, but I think she'll do it. Okay guys, yesterday you got to see me bring home the 111, and the video that I made when I found this tractor was a little short, and I didn't really say anything about it, just because I wanted to kind of get in there and get out before someone caught me, but I thought I'd just make a video on it now that I got it home. This actually, I came across this thing by accident. I was up the lane there. There's an empty lot there past all the houses, and the empty lot it's been unused for maybe 15-20 years, and you can't see through here. It's through those trees up there. But the guy who used to own the property actually used to own this field here back when our farm used to be here, and my grandfather actually never owned this field. He owned everything from here over. This was all our farm, but everything from here over was belonged to this guy, and he about 15 years ago, he sold the property to the farmer who owns all this ground now, and he sold all this land to him. The property got all grown up, and it sat there, and I just happened to be coming around the back because I don't usually go through there with the 210. And then I came around the back of the property, close to the hedgerow, and I looked up at the top of the hill. I got off the 210 to take some pictures, and I looked up at the top of the hill, and I saw a John Deere there, and I couldn't tell. I thought it was just a 210, but then I looked at it again, and I realized it was another one, and it was just sitting there. So I walked up to it, and sure enough, it was this little 111. So it was really cool to see it sitting there, though. I mean, I know the guy who dumped it back there, but he's long gone. And I know like I said, I know the guy who owns the property now, because he owns all this land here. Back to this 111 here. So this is the 111. This one is a 1984 model. It's 1 year newer than the 210. These are made from 79 to around 1985. I'll have to double check that, but this was a smaller series below the 200 series. They could say the 100, 200, 300, and 400 series, and this tractor is one of the models that replaced the 100, which was just the older version. And they had a 108, the 111, the 112L lawn tractor, and then the 116. And these were at one point these were actually available with a hydrostatic transmission, but this one and all the ones before it were gear driven, as you can see here. I mean, it's rusted through in several spots, but I think it's still salvageable, because I mean, it's good for parts. I don't have the time. I got too much other stuff to do to worry about trying to get this thing running. It's too much. It's twice as bad as the 210 was. Let's just have a look at it here. It's got an 11 horse vertical shaft Briggs & Stratton motor in it, this is actually similar to the motor in the Yard King, except this is 8 years older, and these are supposed to be good motors, though. I mean, this was back when Briggs & Strattons were real good. I'm pretty sure it's an aluminum block. I'm not too sure. I know more about the Kohlers. But yeah, it's 11 horse. I mean, here's your starter, here's your oil drain, the flywheel. Very small. Very, very small. There's the Briggs & Stratton tag. Spark plug, and then there's the muffler down there, which is rusted out pretty bad. The bottom of the hood actually is on a metal hinge there, and that opens and closes on a spring. The other ones aren't like that, because this one it's got the fiberglass hood and it has no side panels. It's all one big piece, which is kind of neat. Here's the dash tower here. This is rusted through. It's not too good, but there's the serial number. Almost 300,000s. Here's your dash. It's real small. I mean, all they have is it's a very basic lawn tractor. You can't do garden work with these, really. These are just good for mowing and maybe pushing snow. I mean, here's your mower deck lifter, which is stuck. I gotta put some WD-40 on that. Here's your clutch pedal, which is actually still pretty good. Throttle. This has the choke and throttle in it, like a lot of the other, little entry-level tractors do. I mean, here's idle, and then you work it up to full throttle, and then all the way up is choke. It's got this thin little dash cover on it here, which is actually coming off. But the white lettering is still on it, because it wasn't actually exposed to the sun. It was sitting under the trees in the shade. So this one's got an electric PTO switch on it too, which is kind of cool, because usually tractors this size, especially today tractors this size, only have the manual PTO clutch. These originally did have a manual clutch, then they started putting electric ones on them about the same time they did with the 200 series. So that's kind of cool. Steering wheel, this one's different than the one that the 210 uses. This one actually bolts to the shaft, and the steering is seized up. It's just rusted in. You can see there's the steering column down there. Here's your wiring harness. Here's the battery cable. The connector's broke. there's the ignition switch there, and there's the starter solenoid. And you can see all the wires and everything. And on this side of the motor, here's the fuel line, which is getting eaten through. There's the fuel pump, filter, and the carburetor, and then the air filter. And I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just like the Yard King and a lot of the entry-level tractors use. Fender deck. Close the hood here. The seat's in awful shape. It's got a hole in it. I don't know if something like ate through it, or if there was bacteria in it, or what, or if it just rotted. This has a Peerless 801 5-speed transmission. It's obviously 5 speeds with reverse, and it's hard to shift. The shifter's almost. Luckily, it's not seized up. It's close though. But a lot of these guys like to use these transmissions for pulling tractors, because these little 100 series tractors are good for pulling with. Actually, up at my fairgrounds, there's a guy who pulls with a 116, a custom 116. But the Peerless 801 gear drive transaxle is very popular in them. So you just got, 1 all the way up to 5, and then reverse. And the hydrostatic ones were like this, but it was hydrostatic. You just push it forward and then pull it back, like they had on the 300 series. But that's mounted on the fender, which, if you ask me, seems to be a little less convenient. But it's probably like shifting a car, I don't know. Here's the back wheels. The rims are all rusted. Down in there you can see your frame. These use a stamped metal frame, stamped steel. It's a belt drive model, obviously. You can see the dry belt in there, and the pulley. I'll see if I can get up under it. I don't know if you can see that in there. But there's the gas tank. And that's basically the whole tractor. Very simple little machine. I actually wanted to buy one of these when I was looking into a project 2 summers ago. I wanted to get a small machine so I could work on it and then flip it, because this tractor is too small for what I do. It's too light duty. Here's some other stuff. Here's the mower deck lift stop, which is not a screw-on knob like the 210. Parking brake. Here's the key attached to a string, and then there's the key switch. The key won't even turn now. Yeah, see. But yeah. So I'm gonna part this tractor out. If any of you guys need parts, let me know. I'll let you know what's good and what's not. I actually have a few guys asking for parts already, so the frame is probably going to just get scrapped. I'd have to look at it and see if it's rusted through, because the dash tower is probably rusted through the worst. The seat pan's in good shape, and the springs are rusted, but I can probably sand them down and still use them. The tires are going to go, obviously. The fenders are still good. They're starting to get some rust, but I think they're still usable. The hood's good. The steering wheel's good. The shaft is rusted, so that's no good, but the front axle's good. And like I said, the Peerless 801 gear drive transaxle is actually not in bad shape, and those are from what I've been told, they actually bring a lot of money, even when they're used and in bad shape. This rim's in better shape than the other one. But yeah, so that's a good look at the 111, and I'll see what I can do with this one. Unfortunately, I can't keep it, but like I said, even if it was in good shape, I probably still wouldn't keep it because it's too small. So I'm going to go in with the 210. I got to get my toe strap off of here. This thing was actually sunk in the ground, so what I did was I jacked it up. And you know what? Well, I'm thinking about it. A shout out to my friend Cody Johnstonbaugh. He actually suggested to jack it up. Now that I think about it. And I should have thought of that before. I just didn't think about lugging my jack all the way out there, but now it's still out in the woods. I got to go get it. And I'm going to go get the mower deck too, so I got to take this off anyway. But yeah, shout out to Cody, and now I'll take the strap off, go out in the woods, and go out with the 210 and get the deck, and we'll take a look. Alright, what's up, guys? So yesterday I tried going in to get the mower deck with the 210, and I tried mounting it up, but the mower deck shell is the same as the one for the 200 series, but it uses different mounting points, so it wouldn't fit the 210. So I hooked my tow strap up to it, and the tow strap kept sliding off of it, which it's stupid because the weight would keep shifting. But so I had to come up with Plan B, and I'm basically using this. I had to go up to my uncle's barn and get this. It's a little John Deere 80 utility cart, real heavy duty steel cart. These things are actually getting to be pretty valuable. My uncle bought this new when he got the 318, and he uses it for grass clippings when he mows his lawn. And he has a custom built vacuum, and it hooks up to the 3-point hitch and everything. And I'm just going to use this so I can carry the mower deck home with, and then I'll bring it back to him. But it's pretty cool. So. Alright, got the deck loaded up. I had to drag it down here because I couldn't back the tractor up with the wagon on it. But there you go, it's all loaded in. It fits perfectly too. That's a 38-inch deck. So now let's head home. And once I get home, I'll unload it and take the cart back. Gotta take it slow. Luckily, the way up here was going uphill, so the way back is going down, which is good. I mean, the cart has a tailgate on it, but even still, the tailgate's actually rusted because that thing's been used. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing, but it's been used and the tailgate's rusted, so you never know. I'm trying to get around these trees here. This is the same way I had to drag the 111 because I didn't want to get it stuck in the dense area there where there's trees falling down all over the place. There we go, problem solved.